All right, it is 19:30 Central African time right here on SABC News. Hello and welcome to Network. My name is Phumelela Zondi. In this episode, our discussion is about women in technology. We'll also go to Port Elizabeth, where Wi-Fi is assisting in the fight against crime. It's Youth Month in South Africa, so we'll also meet a young person whose solar bus prototype resulted in the implementation of that idea in Uganda. Find us on SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. It's News Network at SABC.co.za on email. Let's start with your technology and social media news. Now, public Wi-Fi is appearing in various towns in South Africa as many are making an effort to become smart cities. In Nelson Mandela Bay, it's being used to monitor crime and in education as well. Unfortunately, the recurring story we hear in South Africa is that of crime. In Nelson Mandela Bay, they are now able to use CCTV cameras a bit better in order to monitor crime hotspots. This is through Wi-Fi that's appearing throughout the city.
Anyone sitting in a control room would have the necessary equipment, have a joystick, pick something up with the camera, and obviously swing to that event. So this is a live view. I'm physically taking control of the camera. Now I can zoom it in if something is suspicious. That's probably about 50, 60 meters away from the high mast already.
About 17 high mast poles that ensure there's adequate Wi-Fi have been erected in various parts of Port Elizabeth. They connect about 13,000 citizens. This is not only in the city centre, but in several townships in the metro as well. Authorities say this project will ensure that Nelson Mandela Bay becomes a smart city.
This smart grid communication broadband project is about transformation. It's about unlocking both the information and the opportunities for this metro.
Apart from monitoring crime, Wi-Fi has been connected in some schools as well, like Walmer High School. Pupils here say the project is now making it easier for them to learn and look for opportunities.
We've been able to actually apply for universities, been able to get extra notes, and actually been able to actually connect with other people, with other students, so that we can actually ask questions from each other, connect with other, maybe like people from Johannesburg, people from like East London, people from Transkei, and then like through the Wi-Fi we've been able to actually go about and actually improving our education.
A certain portion of the Wi-Fi will be made freely available to the people in the city. But once that is exhausted, residents would have to pay if they want to browse the internet a bit further.
There would then be a free component, 1,000 megabytes per month for those who register. And thereafter, there would then be made an additional amount of megabytes available at a much reduced price.
Phase 1 of the project has been implemented in Walmer Township, KwaMagadi, Keisrivier and KwaNobuhle. There are plans to roll it out to more parts of the city, including Red Location and Summerstrand by August this year. The SABC has just launched its municipal elections website. This provides citizens with the best of what SABC radio, TV and digital teams have to offer on the upcoming local government elections. Nina Oosthuizen reports.
The website offers a host of options ranging from the latest election stories to voter education and analysis. Digital media specialist at SABC Digital News, Siyabonga Africa, says that the goal for this election website is to provide up-to-the-minute comprehensive information to the public.
As the public broadcaster, we have a mandate to provide information and inform and educate the public. And so with this website, it was more than just reporting the numbers. We had to essentially educate as well on the go.
The site includes voter information and everything you need to exercise your vote. It is possible to find out whether you are registered, and by simply inserting your ID number, you can find out the exact address of where to vote. Isak Minar, SABC Digital News editor, explains that the site is fully mobile friendly and that the aim is to inform the electorate about the elections and expose them to all the parties and their campaigns.
So it would be possible, for instance, to not only see a national and provincial overview, but go into your metro results, go into your town, city results, and you can see in the race for votes, for instance, as the ballots get counted, exactly the different party standings, and then we'll be looking at the race for seats, so how many seats the different parties got. There's information about the candidates, and eventually it will show the new power balance on local government level in one broad view.
Minnaar continues that people would be able to get their election news and information on the go.
When the results starts coming out, you will be able to get the real-time results on the web, on your mobile phone. You'll be able to see, as the results are coming out, you'll be able to see how the parties are faring.
Africa says that the site is completely comprehensive, from not only informing the public about the numbers, but helping you understand any potential realities that may occur once the numbers have been tallied up.
Basically, the website is, the one-stop shop for your elections information. And on top of just reporting the numbers as they go, we also have news games, we also have other interactive elements, so people will not only know what's happening as the voting numbers are being reported in, but they can actually play off the numbers, actually have an idea of what happens if, say, the ANC won this ward, or if the DA won this ward, or whatever the case may be.
The digital team have been working on the website for the past 6 months, and with the help of the Computer Foundation, CSRI, Code for Africa, and scores of departments at the SABC, the website is now live and ready to be your one-stop to all news and developments surrounding the local government elections 2016.
It's Youth Month in South Africa. This month we'll tell you about inventions that Africa's young people have come up with. Today we're going to Uganda to meet the young man who came up with the idea of a solar bus.
This is a prototype of a bus made by Godfrey Waswa. The Ugandan inventor has made a solar-powered vehicle, a project that he has been working on for the past 6 years.
Started slowly from home, using small scratch, using hard paper boards, and then small plastic containers to manufacture my own parts. So I collected very many things. Then I managed to build up a small prototype, which was about 2 feet long, 15 centimeters wide, and then 18 centimeters high.
He was still in school in June 2013 when he showcased his then electricity-powered creation in an exhibition. The next time he was showcasing his prototype again, it was now solar-powered. Godfrey moved to Kampala in 2014 to work in his father's carpentry workshop, reserving weekends and evenings for his bus project. A call came through requesting him to participate in an exhibition back home in Bambazi, an action which set his breakthrough in motion.
Being in this side, the brothers could always call me that you will come and present back. I presented. Now, when I presented that day, there were some placements from New Vision. They took my story and then they published it on 24th September 2015 in their newspapers. So when they published that newspaper, they indicated all my contacts. Not knowing that very many people read that newspaper, but of all people who read it, very many people called me because my number was indicated there, congratulating me, others giving me false deals. But of all the deals which were given to me, the most successful one was from Total Uganda.
Florentin De Pinot is the managing director for Total Uganda.
Hard for me to say where he will go next and what will happen with his invention. But the purpose of helping him is to help him create that future. Where he will go and how successful he will be up to him, to his enthusiasm, to his hard work, to luck also, to how markets will be shaped, to how Uganda will develop, and to what policy choices are made in Uganda in terms of public transportation.
However, it seems that a solar-powered vehicle is an idea whose time has come. In mid-February this year, Ugandan technology company Kira Motors Corporation debuted Africa's first solar-powered electric bus. The 35-seater bus, known as Kayola, can travel up to 50 miles straight and is powered by 2 batteries. One is connected to solar panels on the roof, while another is charged electrically for longer distances and journeys at night.
And throughout the month of June, we'll tell you about more such stories that young people, ideas that young people are coming up with in Africa. Now, Huawei South Africa launched its flagship smartphone, the Huawei P9, earlier in the week, and Panasonic says it will not be manufacturing television screens anymore. These are some of the top tech stories that made headlines in the last week.
Huawei South Africa launched its latest flagship smartphone from the P-range family, the Huawei P9. The device's focal point is its dual-camera design with Leica optical lenses, which according to Huawei, work in tandem to allow users to create pictures of higher color, detail and depth. The technology company had guests entertained at the launch event held here in Johannesburg on Thursday. Now heading off to Japan. A Japanese robot band, singing plants and interactive projections all feature at Hong Kong's 20th edition of New Media Festival. The 20th annual Microwave Festival kicked off in Hong Kong on Friday with the theme of Be Water 2 revolving around city technology and life.
I focus on device and maker culture, which is originate from DIY culture. But then the technology changed. We got, 3D printer, laser cutter at home instead of in the factory. So it's a new kind of industrial revolutions. And then everybody can be a maker. So when we are looking into good fortunes, everybody can make good things based on the technology we have nowadays.
Other works include Radiance Escape, a data score installation by Hong Kong artist Exceed with sound and visuals generated by radiation data collected by Global Radiation Measurement website safecast.org. Street Ghosts by Italian artist Paolo Sirio are life-size printouts of people found on Google Street View. Cut out and affixed to the public buildings they are taken. It aims to make a statement about privacy and copyright issues. Now still in Japan, Panasonic Corp on Tuesday said it will close its unprofitable television screen manufacturing business, leaving Sharp Corp as Japan's sole TV panel maker. A Panasonic spokeswoman said the company will stop producing TV screens at its plant in Himeji, Western Japan, by the end of September. Now off to the US of A. Hip-hop producer Timbaland hopes sub-pack physical sound technology will save the hearing of music creators and listeners by allowing them to feel music.
It feels whatever your desire of feeling, that's what it feels like. If you have a feeling to fly like a bird, you're going to fly like a bird when you put the sub-pack on.
It's a combination of proprietary tactile speaker components, membranes that spread the experience throughout your body, and electronics that make sure the stuff and sound that goes through it is optimal.
It's SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. After the break, we'll talk to Belinda Maluski from Fluxmans about women in technology. Stay with us.
The cotton field story is being told through patchwork by artists to celebrate the diaspora in America.
Vitally important in telling the stories of what is happening in the refugee crisis, migration, with questions of immigration, and I believe I, as an artist, have a moral obligation to tell these stories.
It's through paper, brush and paint that the different faces of women are reflected by this prolific painter.
Women face a lot of challenges, discrimination, sexism, and a lot of other negative, In my paintings, I try to send a different message.
Place of the G-Men and Father Huddleston's mission. Place of Balanski's and the Odeon Cinema, and let's never forget.
Join Refilwe for that 1 hour weekly dose of arts and entertainment news every Saturday at 12.
News Network at sabc.co.za on email. Welcome back. Startup Tel Aviv is an innovation competition by the Israeli government. It opened its entries in April this year. The annual tech contest, now in its 4th year, decided to do things differently in 2016 by opening entries to women only.
Israel's Tel Aviv is inspiring to become the next Silicon Valley. They are doing this by inviting women-owned tech startups to participate in an international innovation competition.
We're looking for somebody who's already a leader within a startup, has an innovative idea in a company, and is on her way. So if you think you've got the next Waze or Facebook or Google, then come to us, find us on Twitter at Start Tel Aviv SA, or to the website of startuptelavivsouthafrica.com.
The Startup Tel Aviv South Africa competition is in its 4th year running. Only this time they're doing things differently. To increase the number of women in tech industry, the Israeli government is strictly allowing women participants.
That lady who's sitting in her house and says, I've got the solution for drought in South Africa, that I know how to create jobs in South Africa, or how to make the hospitals work better, or how to build more roads, or how to do anything. And she's sitting wherever she's sitting and said, I have this idea.
Some people felt that initiatives such as these are important for women empowerment.
In my opinion, I honestly do think that women are capable in coming up with ideas better than men, if I could put it in those contexts, because they give birth to children. If you can give birth to a child, you can do and come up with so many ideas, but women are not being recognized because they are women.
Now, Startup Tel Aviv South Africa says there's a struggle to get a big number of women to enter this competition. Last year, they had 400 entries, mostly men. Now that they've opened the competition to women only, the number has been struggling to reach 20. We also went to a Google event where they said they reached out to women panelists and they all turned them down. So do women in tech don't want to be seen? Joining me in studio is Belinda Milwitsky. She is the IT manager at Fluxman's. Hello, and thank you for being a part of our network tonight.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Now, Belinda, are there enough women in technology?
I'm quite sure there could be more. Women generally steer away from technology for various different reasons. The reasons being it's mainly, well, up until now, been a boys' club. So it's generally actually dominated by men, and women are generally discounted in that particular career. It also isn't conducive to parenthood, where women want to become mommies, whereby they have to work long hours. Most of your maintenance is done after hours. So it's not really easy if you don't have a really good support system as a mother.
Yes. So do you think that such competitions like Startup Tel Aviv are necessary for women?
I think they're fantastic because it definitely highlights that women should be brought into technology and should be given more opportunities. It's not specifically only a male-dominated type of career. Everybody should have a fair shot at getting into this career.
Then if you're saying that there aren't enough women, mostly because women eventually want to start families and it's not conducive for someone that wants to start a family, then how can they be probably encouraged to be a part of it and maybe still continue with the family?
I think that you need to find a balance. Women pretty much have the same opportunities as men, and just need a support system and to work out what their priorities are. I mean, if you can find balance between your work and your personal life, you're basically sorted.
You said that up until now it's been pretty much a boys' club. Is it changing?
I certainly hope so. It's very difficult to say. In my experience, I've been in IT over 20-something years. It's not unusual to walk into an all-male meeting and be totally discounted because you're a woman. So you have to have a lot of confidence and be very sure of, what your facts are and basically be vocal.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Do you think there are brick walls that women find when they're trying to get into IT?
I think that they generally steer away from IT because it always has been a male-dominated environment.
So do you find that boys' club would then block them out?
Somewhat. But for each his own. Every person's given opportunities and they've got to make the best of those opportunities.
And now you, an IT manager at Fluxman's, how did you get into technology?
I stumbled into technology by accident. I actually did an executive secretarial diploma, and our last couple of weeks was dedicated to technology, and it was like a light went off, and that's how I decided that was the career that I wanted to pursue.
And your journey, if you can just quickly take us through that journey in the last 20 years.
I was very lucky. I actually lived overseas for 11 and a half years in the US. And 7 years ago, I decided to return to South Africa for personal reasons. And I've been in technology the entire time, both internationally and abroad. And I've been very lucky in the companies that I've actually managed to work for.
And maybe if you can, maybe for young women who want to get into the profession, if you can just tell us what you encounter on a day-to-day basis. Obviously, it's different from company to company.
I'm not so sure. It is different from company to company. Women just need to actually decide on their career path and go for it.
But what I'm thinking, like I can tell you about my day in media, but your day in IT.
Well, every day is different. It's always a challenge. You might have a specific day planned out, and you never actually know what to expect. So you've got to be open to the different opportunities that come up, and just basically roll with the punches.
All right, Belinda Milwitsky.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us on Network this evening.
Thank you.
All right. Now, this week we caught up with comedian David Kau. He told us what his favorite piece of technology is.
My name is David Kau. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm a film director, producer, writer. I'm also a husband and a father. I guess a phone kind of summarizes everything. I love television. I love reading. But essentially, you'll be able to do everything from a phone. I have been using Sony Xperia for some time now, and now pretty much they're launching the Xperia X. I've been looking for a phone that I can use to shoot extra footage for my TV show, for my comedy shows, for my TV show, my kids at home, without the effort of having to set up a whole camera crew and all the inconveniences that come with a camera in a small space. I travel a lot, I shoot a lot of stuff in the car. And I also need a phone that can control my wife and my kids. I think I found one. If ever anything like that's gonna happen, it's not gonna be a remote control, it's gonna be a phone that can control everybody else.
Did you go to heaven?
Kelvin is the one who created all this.
What are you fighting over? Us?
If there is 10 million in my account, it will be in the front page the next day.
Do you have 10 million?
Oh, Jesus, hold my hand. Hallelujah.
It's happening right here on Question Time today. Monday to Thursday at 5:30 p.m. on the SABC News Channel.
SABC Network on all social media platforms. Welcome back. Now, German entrepreneurs want to combine men's beer-filled bathroom trips with competitive gaming.
I'm Paul, and this is the Piss Pad.
Yes, you heard the man, and that is the name of German designer Paul Sponegel's new invention. It's meant to turn a boring old trip to the bathroom into an entertaining one. The device is an interactive urinal sieve, where the user's urine acts as a joystick. An accompanying display comes in two forms, either a wall-mounted tablet, or you can connect it via Bluetooth to your smartphone.
Kann man sich ein bisschen vorstellen wie eine Maus. Das heißt, es zeichnet die Position.
You can imagine it a bit like a mouse. That means it traces the position the urine squirts out onto the measuring grid. And then the position data is simply put onto a Bluetooth connected device. And that's it.
The device's app has all different kinds of games to play, from soccer to ping pong, and even timed riddle solving. And if you really want company, you can play against someone, whether they're in the stall next to you or in a urinal halfway around the world. Fortunately for everyone, it can all be done hands-free in Wi-Fi friendly areas. But Sponegal admits that if gamers try to perfect their technique, bathroom wait times could get lengthy.
Der Gang an sich dauert ja immer noch so lange, wie vorher gedauert hat. Wir haben Zeiten von
I don't know if people will have to wait because there'll be a lineup. Waiting always takes a while. We have measured time from 7 seconds to 2 minutes 20 seconds, which means there's a good spectrum of game time there.
Creators have kicked off a crowdfunding campaign and hope to raise enough funds for a product launch next March.
I don't know. I think I prefer using my hands when I'm gaming. Let's see what some people are sharing on social media. Many on social media have been sending condolences to Nyembezi Kunene's family. The Umzini Wezinsizwa and Generations actor passed away this weekend. He was famous for the line "Let Him Go" from SABC 1 sitcom Umzini Wezinsizwa. Throughout the week, the hashtags Respect the Duke, Duke for Nonto, and Duke the Newsroom have been trending. This is after allegations that ENCA pulled a story off air because reporter Nontobeko Sibisi was wearing a head wrap. Many have shared photos of themselves wearing dukes. The men's final in the French Open has also been trending. Andy Murray has been taking on Novak Djokovic. Tsabilungwadu says it's a family show. That's all we have for you. Find us on SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's News Network at sabc.co.za and email. We leave you with visuals showing off the fashion at the South African Music Awards. It's cleared with Black Coffees with Dance Again. He received Album of the Year. From myself, Siphumelele Zondi, and the rest of the network team, have a good one. Tsabilungwadu is up next.